Hello. It's a lovely day. Blustery, quite windy, but lovely. Just back from the fields playing the usual. Had a good time down there. Had a chat with somebody who's new to the village as well. So I'm no longer the new boy. Only 5 minutes really with him. He came out and he said, all right mate, I've only just moving in today. And then he said, would it be all right to put this in my bin and that in my bin, and do you think the other bin's okay? And I said, well, get away with whatever you can get away with, mate. I know what it's like when you're moving in. I'm 6 months, I'm still getting rid of cardboard boxes. Can you believe that? I cut up a cardboard box once a week, sometimes a couple of cardboard boxes, and I lob them in whatever bin. They got to go, so that's that really. Anyway, he seems quite nice, quite friendly. Anyway, so we're having a Slurpee, so cheers. And my never-ending series of my thoughts is going and going and going. So here's another one. This one is from Terry. And Terry asked, bro, what's your thoughts on S.A.D, S-A.D? That stands for seasonal affective disorder. Seasonal affective disorder. So what's your thoughts on S.A.D? Do you suffer from it? And if so, what do you do? So from Terry, what's my thoughts on S.A.D? So S.A.D, seasonal affective disorder, what that is if you don't know, basically your mood drops, particularly this time of year, September, October time onwards, and it's the lack of light, and that's what does it. So the shorter days, the dark days, the gloominess and all the rest of it can bring on a bit of a low feeling in a lot of people, but those that are more perhaps susceptible or maybe even in tune with the seasons, they feel it mostly. And S.A.D, so I mean, what is S.A.D? So S.A.D is depression, that's what it is, and it manifests itself in lots of different ways, but exactly the same as depression. So your mood drops, clearly, you feel lethargic, no energy, so you sleep more, you end up often eating a lot more. Sometimes it can go the other way where you just can't be bothered to eat, but normally you eat a lot more. You just got no energy, you just feel miserable. Something is missing, something is lacking from your life, and what it is the light, and it is the heat. That's what's lacking from your life. So it is a recognised form of depression. As I say, its real name is seasonal affective disorder, S.A.D we call it for short. The only way of dealing with S.A.D, the only real way, you can get lights now, which is wonderful, so because we're missing the light. And what it is, the light, when we're outside in the summer, the light goes through our eyes, obviously, into our brain. It increases the serotonin, dopamine levels go up and all the rest of it. We need the dopamine levels regulate our kind of body clock, if you like. So in the summer, we know that it's light and we go out and about, and we know it starts to get a little bit gloomy at maybe 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, so we start feeling a bit tired, and by 11 o'clock we go to bed. And that works. That's how we should be. That's absolutely fine. We're so used to that, that's the norm for us, and it is the light. It goes through the eyes to the brain, the dopamine levels get affected, and they regulate the body clock, as I've just said. However, all of a sudden we then get into the autumn and the winter, and everything's haywire, and what we should do is hibernate. I actually believe that. I think we should hibernate so that we come back in the spring, we feel much better, and we should just disappear, fade away, close ourselves down. But we can't. We've got to carry on with life. But life is then very difficult because it's not really light in the winter, much before 9:30 in the morning. And it's getting gloomy at 2 o'clock and sometimes dark just after 3. And certainly by 4 o'clock it's pitch black. Now in the summer you would sit outside, wouldn't you? You have friends round or whatever, you have a glass of wine or It's the evening time, you've got yourself a Slurpee on the go, you're looking at the sun setting, it's 9:30, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock some nights, and you never say to yourself, wow, that's been a long day. But you say that to yourself a lot in the winter, and you're right. You know, you get to like, you're at work and it's 2:30 and you go, God, it feels like a long day today. It is a long day because you started in the dark. It's now starting to get gloomy at 2:30. That's why it feels like a long day. And at 3:30 it is dark. So you've worked all the light hours. So you feel that you've worked, if that was the summer, you'd have started working at what, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning and finished at midnight. That would be a long day. So that's how your body feels. Your body clock can't really cope with it, and you go, oh, God, it's a long day today. And the mood can drop because of that long day, because you're tired, you want the day to end, but it's only bloody 2 o'clock, 2:30. You might work till 6 or 7, and you've got to work in the dark. So go, you know, drive to work in the dark, drive home in the dark. It's not how we're supposed to be, I don't think, really. And as I say, if we could hibernate, wouldn't that be glorious? It'd be wonderful. Now in the summer, what happens is the light and the air, and particularly the sunshine, if you look at how you dress, you know, from head down, normally you've got a bare head, a bare face where the sun and the light can get to, bare neck. Often you might walk around with no t-shirt on, let your tits wobble in the wind like I do. If not, then you have got a t-shirt on, so it hits the neck and around the neck, and your arms, your hands are all exposed all the way up to your elbows or whatever. You might have a pair of shorts on, so therefore the light and the air and the sun touches your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles. You might even have a pair of sandals on or go barefoot. So even your toes, your feet might get the light and the air and the sunshine. And that's all vitamin D going into you, obviously. You know, that's what it produces ultimately. So you've got all of that in the summer, and you're topping up those beautiful levels, and it's wonderful. We was just down the field. It's a nice, bright, warm day. Yes, it is blowy, but it's nice and bright and still warm. And Bodie lost his BAWL for only a minute or two, like he does, and he just goes around sniffing and running around sniffing, normally in the wrong bloody direction. I just let him get on with it because he's quite happy. And while he was doing that, I turned and I faced Mr. Solarface, and I just closed my eyes, and it's amazing the amount of light that comes through that little bit of skin, that eyelid skin, and it's a beautiful glow as well, because obviously there's blood in there. So when you close your eyes, you get a red, orange and white, I suppose, mixed colour. Absolutely beautiful. So still a lot of light comes into you, even though you've got your eyes shut. That's it in the summer, that's at this time of year perhaps. Not only that, but I could feel the heat on my face and, you know, going down my neck and on my arms and stuff like that. So my dopamine levels, my serotonin levels, which is the happiness levels, certainly would have been raising up and up and up and up just for those few minutes while I was stood there. We was out this morning for about 45 minutes, so quite some time really. I've got to walk up the road as well, not for 3 hours. That may take me 30 or 40 minutes, so that's nice. And if we can, we might go out again at about 5-ish or something like that. So this time of year, I'm going to get a lot of light and a lot of heat on my skin, and that does me good. Clearly it does me good. You know, it does all of us good. So seasonal affective disorder, or S.A.D, you're not going to get any of that really. You know, when will I go out? You know, I go out briefly, quickly, under a gloomy sky. I'm not going to stand there smiling at Mr. Solarface, am I? Because he's not going to be about, you know. And then you spend the day indoors, and perhaps it's quite gloomy indoors. And then at about 2:30, 3 o'clock, it's raining, it's dull, the sky is nearly black, you know, it's bloody horrible looking, cold, nasty. Shut it out, close the curtains, that's what we do. And we sit in an artificial light for the rest of the evening. And none of that actually does us any good. You know, we feel that it does us good because we've closed all that off and what have you. But we miss the sunshine, we miss the light and the air and the heat. We miss that. And that can, you know, produce low mood, which can turn into depression, which we call S.A.D. So the question is from Terry, do I suffer from SAD? And if so, what do I do about it? As I say, what you can do is there's loads of lamps that you can buy now, and they are wonderful. I don't have them, but I have artist lamps and stuff like that, so I can continue to work if I wanted to of an evening, any time of the year. It doesn't bother me anymore. And I can have it lit up like daylight in here, which sometimes I do. But I'm in a way I'm lucky, Terry, to be honest, because I don't really suffer from SAD. Not really. I get my mood drops a little, so that's probably part of the SAD, but it drops just a little bit. But I've got dysthymia. If you don't know, I've got dysthymia, and dysthymia, what that is a long term, in other words forever, depression. And it's there 24/7. Most depression, in fact every depression, even manic depression, clinical depression, bipolar, whatever, there is an ebb and a flow to that. With dysthymia, it's just there, and it's there forever. From when I was 21, it's still here now, and I'm 26. I'm 57, and I've still got it now. So in theory, I should drop like a stone in the winter. Should do. What I tend to do is have enough things to do, enough pleasurable, happy, nice things. You know, I've got a friend coming to see me in September this month, in a week or two. I've got somebody else coming in December, so I've got things to look forward to. There's a couple of CDs by a couple of bands that are coming out in, I think, November, and I'm really looking forward to them, so they're going to kind of boost me as well. I've got some ideas for some artwork, and one is completely blue. You'll see it if and when. And another one is a beautiful, rich red and orange sunset, possibly over some water, and that's going to take me a little while to do. But I'll be working with bright colours under a bright light, and invariably I wear, I mean, I'm not today, that's what I'm wearing today, but normally I would wear bright colours, because I do. I just popped this on today, that was all. And it's a funny thing, because in the summer, what do you wear in the summer? You know, pink and neon green. Alright then, it's just fucking me, is it? No, I mean everybody, we wear bright, lovely, rich colours, don't we? Powerful neons and fluorescents and whites, you know, whatever. And it's all this colour bouncing about and reflecting and what have you. Go for a walk down your street and there's all these yellows and reds and purple flowers dancing away. You know, so the summer, so the winter, these flowers have disappeared. They're not going to be back until the springtime. So you don't even see much colour. Most people wear an overcoat. I mean, I just said what we wear in the summer. Look at the winter. You go out for a walk in the winter, and what do? You put a hat on, you put a scarf on, gloves, coat, long trousers or jeans or whatever, a pair of boots. So Mr. Solarface, the light, the air, the sunshine can only get to your tip of your nose. Even if you're out for 5 hours. Unless you've got an extraordinarily long nose, you're not really going to build the serotonin levels. You're not going to have any vitamin B coming into you or anything like that, because you're hidden, you know. And what colour is an overcoat? You know, most people, as I say, in the summer, they wear vivid colours. There's lots of tie-dye. Well, I see lots of bloody tie-dye in my life anyway. But in the winter, what colour is your overcoat? Black? Brown? Dark purple, dark green possibly? Dark blue, did I say that? It's just dark. What colour are your boots that you go walking in? You know, they're probably black. And even your scarf, you know, is probably dark blue. Your hat, brown, black, dark blue. So we don't see much light, we don't see much colour, we don't see much vibrancy, and there's not a lot to look forward to, is there? Plus, we have to mention the C word. There's a thing called Christmas that gets a lot of people down. It doesn't get me down anymore because I don't do it. I refuse to have anything. I don't partake with Christmas at all. And that is no cars, no presents, no tree, no turkey, no nothing. Don't put decorations up, obviously. I don't do anything with Christmas at all. So that doesn't worry me. It doesn't bother me. But it worries a lot of people. And a lot of people get very upset around that time because they miss their loved ones that can't be there to share Christmas with them. So it's a difficult time of year, really, for everybody because of that reason. But it's a very difficult time of the year financially. People are paying extra on heat. They've got to have heating on for longer. They're eating perhaps bigger meals, maybe more expensive, I don't know. They're saving up for this thing called Christmas that they feel they've got to do something with, and they can't really afford to, and the car needs MOTing soon and all the rest of it, and a lot of that can get you down as well. I mean, it shouldn't do. You should just spread your payments over the year, you know, and give a gift for Christmas. If you must do something, give a gift, not a present, a gift. And by that I mean a gift, something worth £1 or £4 or £9 or £20, whatever. It's a gift. You shouldn't be buying people, I don't know, whatever, Xbox and a telly and this and that and this and that, and before you know it, it's 5, 6, 7, 800 quid. In fact, a lot more than that, because I know that some people will get the latest iPhone, which is what, 800 quid. That's on one item, and that won't be the only thing that they get for Christmas. So I think Christmas can drag the mood down as well. Not only that, but you spend a lot more time indoors. Nobody comes visiting over Christmas because they're busy with their family. You can't go and visit them over Christmas because obviously you don't know what they're going to be doing. A lot of places are closed. You don't want to be somewhere on your own, go and have a meal sat on your own or whatever. Funny, because in the summer you can do that. You can go to a pub, have a meal on your own, or sit outside the pub on one of the benches. That's fine, loads of people do it. In the winter you don't really want to do that. And then you've got to have a bath or a shower and get dressed and drive there. And then, you know, you're worried about the ice or the snow. There's a lot of panic, not panic, but there's a lot of mild panic with the winter. And that can again set off things like depression. If you couple that with a lack of light and monetary worries and, you know, worries about the weather or family travelling to see you, whatever it may be. So there's a lot of concern, we call it, within the winter period. So yeah, I don't suffer from it, Terry. I'm very, very lucky. I'm very blessed, really. I mean, in a way I'm blessed. I've got to put up with the rest of the bloody year with my dyslexia, but I've learned to deal with that and manage that to a degree. I know I drop sometimes, but to a degree I'm pretty good. So I have a number of things, plans in my head, a number of things to do during that sort of period, that winter period. And finally, keep warm. People, I don't know, every year I see this on Facebook. It's so bloody cold, but I'm not putting the heating on until the 1st of October. I absolutely refuse. Well, then you're stupid. If you're cold, you're cold. Put the bloody heating on. Do you know, a fortnight ago I had the heating on for 2 days. 2 days and 2 nights. In August, I was bloody cold. The fact is, I've said this in the video before, right? If you're warm, you're happy. If you're happy, you're well. End of. If you're warm, you're happy. If you're happy, you're well. That is it. If you're cold, you're fucking miserable. If you're miserable, then diseases can find you. The flu will find you. Depression will find you. Awful things will find you because you're at such a low ebb. If you're warm, that creates happiness. Because you feel, oh, this is lovely in here. Oh, how lovely. You know what it's like. You come in from a wet, cold day, you piss wet through, all the rest of it. You walk in, you go, oh, wow, this is lovely. First thing you do is smile. You go, wow, it's lovely and warm in here. The warmth brings that feeling of happiness, and the happiness brings wellness. Simple as that. Thank you very much, Terry. Be well, be warm. Cheers, take care, be well.